So these questions all have to do with the shutdown condition, and let me just talk a little bit about the shutdown condition. Is that basically you would shut down if you do better by shutting down than by operating, and so we operate as long as our profits are greater than what they would be if we shut down. So that profits are greater than or equal to, we'll give a preference to operating than to shutting down. We would lose our total fixed costs if we shut down. So it turns out that this rule can be altered and into a form that we can use in our usual framework where we have prices and marginal costs and average costs. Let me show you how to do that, just because I know you're just burning with desire to know. Profits can be expressed P times Q, where small q is the output of the firm, minus total costs, and then as long as those are greater than or equal to the loss of your total fixed costs, it'll make sense to operate. Notice we can divide both sides of that inequality by Q to get the following. So what happens then is those Q's cancel, so P minus total cost divided by Q, well, that's average total costs. And then as long as that's greater than or equal to the negative of, notice total fixed cost divided by quantity is average fixed costs. So that's how we get it into the usual framework, just dividing through by Q. And then I'm going to add average total cost to both sides, and thus preserve the inequality. But then this boils down to produce as long as price is greater than or equal to average total costs minus average fixed costs, but average total costs minus average total fixed costs are just average variable costs. And that's the shutdown rule as we usually employ it. And notice that all of these three cases give us enough information to calculate average variable cost and or price. And I'm not going to do it for you, but you weren't asking me to do it for you. You were just asking me how you do it. So notice that here we have price, and then we have total variable costs and quantity, and just divide total variable cost by quantity to get average variable cost, then compare with price and decide. Here you have to, on number 2, you have to extract the price, but you have total revenue, which for a competitive firm is just price times quantity, and you have quantity, that $sign has to be a typo. Divide total revenue by quantity and you'll get price, and then compare it with the average variable cost that's given. And then for number 3, you have average total cost and average fixed costs. Clearly average variable cost is the difference between those. 15 minus 2 is 13. So anyway, that's how you do that one.